Hello everybody, XWF1234 here. I am posting a video response to the Wrestling Gurus. TNA disgusts me. You know what? I watched that video. I'm a wrestling fan. I don't care if it's TNA, WWE, ECW, WCW, AWA, local wrestling. It's all the same. But TNA, on this one, I do have to agree with Mitch. TNA is taking so much shit out of their product. When I started watching TNA, it was ECW with a twist. Real, they had the hardcore action, no holds barred. You know, you could use chairs, tables, but now you use a chair, use a table, you get DQ'd. What the fuck? Really? See this? This isn't my normal this is the shirt I wear to live events around where I live. When I go to my local wrestling promotion, this is the shirt I wear. It says, wrestling, where only the strong survive and the rest play basketball. You know what? These words are totally true. You cannot do anything if you can't wrestle. What do you want to do? Play basketball, play football. Wow. Football players, basketball players come to this sport when they're done, when their careers are over. You know? See this shirt right here? This is the TNA wrestling shirt that I picked up 2 years ago. Right here. I actually wore this to my very first WWE live show. See, they had the likes, former WWE stars, Kevin Nash, who was still there, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, Booker T, Kurt Angle, the Dudleys, Christian, who has come back to the WWE, Black Reign, Dustin Rhodes, Goldust. You know, then they had the likes of Sting. You know, Rhino, who's been to WWE and ECW. Really, when I started watching their product, it was amazing. It was better than WWE, but now it's bullshit. TNA, up your game. You can be a threat to the WWE. You just have to up your game. Do what you fucking need to do to get the ratings up and get the fans' asses in their seats. You know? Pay-per-views are free, I get that, you know? Pay-per-views, you buy them on pay-per-view, you have to pay for the ticket. When you go to a live Impact taping, they're free admission. Cheapest ticket in wrestling. You want to first come, first serve. The way they do it. You get there early, you get front row. You get there really late, you get the way back row. Okay? This has got to stop. Get rid of Immortal. Get rid of, you know, Fortune. That's a good click. Fortune. AJ Styles, Bobby Roode or Robert Roode, James Storm, and Kazarian. Awesome. Originals. TNA Originals. That's an awesome click. You can't get any better than this. The click. Can't get any better than Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, and Razor Ramon and Triple H. Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, and Triple H. You can't better than get the click. But Shawn Michaels, Triple H, they're retired. They have families now. Triple H is going to go backstage. I've heard rumors that Kevin Nash and Triple H were supposed to be the GM. They came up with all that concept of the mystery GM crap. Guys, the reason why I'm posting this as a video response to Mitch, because I totally agree with them. As if TNA would step up their game, it would be amazing. to be a major threat to the WWE. WWE here. TNA's here. Or maybe they're more like right there. The one difference between TNA and WWE. TNA travels around the different cities, doing house shows. They do a pay-per-view occasionally in one city, and then they do it back in Orlando. TNA has a permanent spot to film in. They actually rent a studio out from Universal Orlando Studios. You see Universal Orlando Productions? TNA's in that same area. You go to the theme park and you can go to see TNA later that day. TNA, one of the best wrestling companies. They got the best talent. When Shannon Moore and Jesse Neal formed that tag team Inc. It was amazing. I thought that was a really good tag team. Beer Money, amazing. Even the old tag teams, AMW, James Storm and Wildcat Chris Harris, who came back for a short time as Brandon Walker in WWE, but then he quit. Besides for Chris Candido, who did a short stint as the manager for the Naturals, nobody from TNA had ever died from anything. Sure, they've had wrestlers come and go, jump ship a couple times, but none of them have died from the travel. You know what? If WWE had a tough travel week, yeah. If you ask me, I'd rather, when I become a pro wrestler, I'd rather work for TNA if it's still around than WWE. Because TNA, you can fly back every other day. Back to your home, back to your wife, back to your kids. Not having to stay in, overseas for, 4 weeks to do a goddamn series. And then fly back maybe for 2 days. Stay at your home for 2 days. Then come back to shoot another episode of Raw or SmackDown. Wow. TNA, up your game. I've learned from watching Mitch and the Wrestling Gurus how great promos are, concluded, I pride myself with a lot of wrestling knowledge. I'm full of wrestling knowledge, if you ask me. I'd rather study wrestling than study my schoolwork. You know what? If it wasn't for wrestling, I wouldn't have a calling in life. I went through all the callings, football player, baseball player, basketball player. You know what? I realized I can't do shit but wrestle. I watch them on TV. You know what? I've learned so much that I even know how to nail a perfect drop kick. I may not hit anybody with it, but at least I can do it perfectly. I can do a complete swanton. I've even made up a move I call the bowl of soup. Basically, it's just a flip, turn around, flip, 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 You just basically go in a circular motion. As you flip, you turn, you land on your feet, then you flip again, I'll get it up on a video one day when I get my trampoline fit. I've learned so much from WWE and TNA. WWE says don't try this at home. You know what? Not only do I try it at home, but most of the time I succeed. I don't do it so stupidly, If I'm gonna do a move, if I don't think I can do a move, I'm not gonna do it. If I think I'm gonna fall and break my neck, I won't do it. I can do frog splashes. I can do a swanton off the top of a ladder. I'm crazy like that. But it's because I watch them, I study them. If I don't think I'm not going to get a full rotation on my swanton, I'm not going to try it. If I can't get a full rotation, I'm not even going to get nearly to try it. You know? They say don't try it. Well, I do try it. I've told you that like 2 seconds, like a minute ago. But as long as you're safe and don't try shit that you don't think you can do, or you know you can't do, don't do it. You know? Sure, you can call me a WB mark. You can call me a TNA mark. Truth is, I don't care what you call me. The only thing is, don't hate. You know? Mitch is right. TNA's got to step up the game. As long as there's wrestling fans out there, listen to us. What do you think ECW did? ECW listened to the fans. They had fan interaction matches. Bring your own weapon. Unfortunately, I wasn't even born during the ECW days. I was born at the end of the ECW days. I was born in '95. ECW went down in 2001. TNA started in 2001. What did that tell you? WCW went down in 2001. TNA rose up in 2001. ECW, the rise and fall of ECW. Guess what? That's one of my favorite DVDs ever. It teaches you a lot about how the company went through the trials and tribulations. You know, it went like the financial problem. Paul Heyman would have been sued so many times if his dad wasn't a goddamn lawyer. You know, I pride myself on being a wrestling fan. Not a WWE fan, not a TNA fan, a wrestling fan. You guys can go ahead and hate. You hate too much, I will block you. I will eliminate you. I will flag all your videos as spam. I don't put up with that bullshit on here, on Twitter, on Daily Booth, nowhere. Since I became a wrestling fan, at about 10 years old, I became a wrestling fan. I've only been a wrestling fan for like 5 years. Maybe even longer, like 6 or 7. You know? When I was 12, or when I was 10, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna become a pro wrestler when I grow up. Ever since I made that decision, you know what? I've been watching wrestling religiously. Friday Night SmackDown, when they had it on my network TV, couldn't watch it. But you know, I'm like, what happened on SmackDown? So I look it up on WWE.com. If you look on my YouTube channel, there should be one favorite that says Josh Matthews hates TNA. Just one video. Just one video. Josh Matthews hates TNA. You know why? Because he's employed by WWE. He has to say, what are you calling this show? He has to say that. There's also one. You know, I can get it. If it wasn't for the WWE, TNA wouldn't be around. Yeah. If it wasn't for the WWF, TNA wouldn't be around, I should say. WWF. Because of the damn World Wilderness Foundation, they have to change their goddamn name. Well, there can't be two organizations called the WWF, so we had it first. So we're gonna sue this company because they had the same initials. That was bullshit. I'm pushing 15 minutes. Peace out.